In today's lesson, we're going to do even more work with exponents and scientific notation. First of all, our objectives, and so you need to put those in your notes, please. And we're going to learn about the power rule and power of a product or quotient rule for exponents. If a and b are real numbers and m and n are integers, then a to the m to the n is a m times n. Notice this is power to a power. That's when you multiply. The power of a product, okay, we've got these two being multiplied. We've got a product here, and they each go to the same power. They're still multiplied, but you can distribute that power across both of those. And then the power of a quotient. This is a to the n over b to the n. Let's look at simplifying each of these. Notice we have a power to a power. So it's 2 to the 3 times 3, which would be 2 to the 9th, which would be 512. X to the 4th to the 2nd, so it's power to a power. It's going to be 4 times 2, which would be 8. And again, we're having power to a power, so let's distribute that out. A lot of students forget 5 to the 3rd, but every one of these are to the 3rd power. So we can rewrite this 5 to the 3rd times x squared to the 3rd times y to the 3rd. Then simplify it. 125 times x to the 2 times 3, which is 6, times y to the 3rd. Let's rewrite this so we have p to the 2nd to the 4th and 3r to the 3rd to the 4th. Again, we can break it on down. P squared to the 4th over 3 to the 4th, r third to the 4th. We have power to a power, so it's going to be p to the 8th. We multiply 2 times 4. 3 to the 4th power is 81, and 3 times 4 is 12. You will find the summary of exponent rules on page 266. It would be an excellent idea to write each of these rules on a 3x5 note card to keep them handy when you're working your assignments. Let's simplify some expressions now. We're going to simplify this expression and keep positive exponents. By the time we're done, we're going to have all positive exponents. So we're going to rewrite this, the numerator and the denominator, to the power of a -2. Now we're going to write each of the individual parts of the expression to the power of -2. That's the power of a product rule. Using the power rule for exponents, -2 times -2 is 4, 3 times -2, -6, b to the -2, -4 times -2 is 8, 7 times -2 is -14, and -3 times -2 is 6. Notice that both of these are negative, so we're going to have them switch places. We're going to move the 14 up and the 6 down. However, we don't have that option for b, so we're going to do something here where you're going to use the quotient rule. So this is 3 to the 4 minus 8, a to the 14 minus 6, and b to the -2 minus 6. Whenever we cross that fraction bar, we change that sign. Now let's simplify this. 3 to the -4, a to the 8, b to the -8. Now let's write this with no negative exponents. We put 3 to the 4th down and b to the 8th down, and that will, when we cross that fraction bar again, changes them to positive. 3 to the 4th power is 81. Let's do some multiplying and dividing with using scientific notation. Notice it uses the property of exponents. Let's group these numbers together and then our base 10s together so that we can figure out what exponent we're actually going to use. 7.3 times 8.1 is 59.13, or 59 1300ths, times 10 to the -2 plus 5. This is not a power to a power, so we're going to add those two together. 10 to the 3rd. Now we're going to move our decimal place over 3 places to the right. 1, 2, 3. We have to add a 0 in order to hold that decimal place. We have 1.2 times 10 to the fourth, so we're going to group those together. 1.2 divided by 4 is 0.3 times 10 to the negative fifth. So that gives us, move the decimal place 5 places to the left. And we have our answer. You are ready to begin working on the assignment.